So you've successfully downloaded the forever free edition of GetBookedUp. You've managed to get it installed. You've activated the license with the activation code. And the first thing you need to do before you do anything else is work through a little bit of setup. There's not a lot to go through, but it's important that you get this set up straight away. So on the top menu bar, there's one that says Setup. If we click that, it drops down. And there's a few things that you can edit in here. And the first one we need to start with is the pick list updates. So if you just click that one, that opens up, and these are all the items that can be edited in the GetBookedUp system. Now, the ones that can be edited in the Forever Free edition are the first contact source, the name titles, and the telephone contact sources. So let's use the first contact source as an example. We click onto the items that we want to change. So we click onto first contact sources, and a list of some sample ones that we've already imported in for you will appear on the right hand side here. Okay, if we want to add a new one on, so we just go up to the side here, we click new, and then in here we can add the new item. So we've got new, that puts a blank line on. So let's say we're going to put, we have a mega newsletter. So that might be a contact source that you've got in your area. If you hit return, that'll enter it into the system. Now, one of the important things to remember with our system is that we've managed the fact that you will need to delete these at some point. So don't worry if you've used these in your database and then they need deleting because they're obsolete. So if you've got, for instance, BT classified 2011, and in 2012 or 13 you want to delete that, that's no problem. In our system, we allow you to delete it from the pick list, and it doesn't affect any of the reports or the database or the data that you get. And the way you do that is you click new at the top here. You'll click alongside the new button. The button drops down. You can change that to delete. Then you highlight the item that you want to delete. We'll leave that on the mega newsletter that we've just put in. If you hit delete, that'll delete that. So if there's any in here that don't suit you, for instance the exhibition, you can choose that one. We can click delete and that gets rid of it. But remember to change this button back to new so that you can add new items in. As simple as that. So that's how you edit the pick lists. Go through the first contact source. Just make sure the name titles are there that you use, and also make sure that you edit your telephone number sources as well. Just as a reminder, first contact sources, where did you first hear about us? Telephone contact sources, where did you get our telephone number from this time? So that's gone through the pick list that you can edit in Forever Free. If we just close that tab down, if we go back to the setup menu now, we can go down to item codes. And if we click into item code, you can't actually edit any of these or change or add any in the Forever Free edition. The reason you've got access to this area is so that you can see what the item codes are. Now this is a good opportunity to show you one of the things about these grid boxes here. We can't quite see the description properly here, so what we can do is hover on the line, and then we can click and drag that out and release, and that'll stretch the box out so you can see the grid. So that's just a useful tip there. You can get into the item codes here so that you can learn these mnemonics. You can right click and you can print these out so you can have them with you until you get used to these mnemonics. And you'll see in some of the other videos how you can enter an item code quickly and it puts the description in automatically. Also, it's set up so that it's putting these prices in the correct categories in the background for the analysis that can be done in some of the editions. So there you go. You can look at the item codes in there, sit and learn. If you need to enter an item that isn't on this list, we've put in what we call XX codes, and that's 4 items at the bottom here. We've got carpets, other items, retail and upholstery. So if you put XXC into the item code in the job or quotation section, it will just come up and say carpet, and then you can edit it. So any items that aren't in this list already, XX, C for carpet, O for other, R for retail, U for upholstery, and you can free text type into the area. Okay, so let's close down the item codes. We right click on the tab, click close. Let's go back to the setup menu again, and if we come down now to pricing discounts, if we go into there, in the Forever Free edition you can't add any item discounts, any pricing discounts, but we wanted to make sure that you could see what was available. So again, these are just a list of the discount codes that you can select automatically within the line items as you put in quotations and jobs on. So we just right click and close that one. Click the setup menu. So the next one we need to go in is System Setup. If we click System Setup, it opens up and there's a series of tabs here with things that we need to look in. The first one is numbering. The system can set up to start numbering from your existing number, so you just put your last quote number in there. Also, the last job number. You can put your last job number in there if you keep job numbers and quote numbers separately. And also, you've got the option here to either tick or untick for these to be automatically increased. So it will automatically increase them for you, or if you untick it, you will enter your own quote or job number in accordingly. The next one you need to concern yourself with is the VAT. So if we click in there, now this is marked in here at the current level is 20%. It may be that it's changed by the time you're using this. So we recommend that you come in here and check that the current rate is correct in the VAT percentage box at the top there. What we have done is to make sure that you can comply properly with the VAT is we've put in a next VAT rate and a next VAT rate date box. So if the VAT rate is going to be changing, you can come into here, change this to perhaps 17.5%, put in the date that it's going to change, and the system will take care of it. Now, one of the things you do need to do is if you're not VAT registered at all, make sure that this top VAT rate is 0%. The next one that you need to just think about setting up is the Map Web Address tab. If you come into here, you'll see in the client's record there's just a little button that says Map. That allows you to go to Google Maps or Street Maps. You just decide which in here, and you can test that as well. So you just need to make sure that that's set up so if you've got a preference. So just close that down. Go back to the setup menu. The only other thing in here that you might need to do is you might need to come to the Import Clients section and do the import there. But there's a separate video about how to import clients. Okay, so that's the setup done. Good luck and have fun with the rest of the tutorial videos.